하프 앤 하프, 하프 앤 하프 한국어 잉글리시 팟캐스트 두 번째 고정 게스트입니다.
Oh, hello there.
아주 잘생긴 손님이 오셨어요.
Me? Oh my goodness. Thank you so much.
오늘의 손님은 놀랍게도 알고 보니 제 옆 동네 주민 이웃입니다.
Yeah, I think I can just walk to your house. So you're really close. I could probably open that window and just like shout, and you could hear me. Should I try?
아, 괜찮아요. 괜찮아요.
Hang on. No, I'm kidding.
아, 네, 괜찮습니다. 네, 그래서
Alright.
첫 번째 게스트인 카트리나에 이어서 아주 흔쾌히 고정 게스트 요청을 받아주신 오늘의 게스트 이안, 간단하게 자기소개 부탁드리겠습니다.
Okay, 간단하게. Then, hello everyone. My name is Ian Hoffman. I'm from Chicago, but I've lived in Korea for the last 10 years or so, and I run a YouTube channel called Korean Patch, which is dedicated to helping Korean learners, instead of just learn Korean, to become Korean speakers. That's kind of the tagline I like to go with. So I'm really focused on helping people learn Korean with authenticity and really kind of join in the culture. And I love dogs.
강아지 키워요?
Not in Korea, but in America I had 3 big old doggies. So and I like the color mint and 돼지국밥. And yeah, there's my 자기소개.
오호, 민트색과 돼지국밥.
I'm a dynamic guy. Okay, I got a lot of stuff going on.
아, 그래요?
Dynamic Busan, dynamic Ian, you know? A little bit of everything.
민트, 다이나믹한 색깔이죠. 민트. 혹시 민트 초코 좋아하십니까?
You know, no, not really. I remember they had the mint chocolate soju a few years ago. Do you remember that?
그런 게 있었어요?
Oh yeah. It was brutal.
에?
It was gross. But
네. 아니,
it was a thing.
뭐야? 아니,
Yeah. It was like those the green onion checks. Remember those?
아, 네. 파마첵스.
Amazing. Yes. It's perfect. That's the perfect combo. Mint chocolate soju, those checks,
네.
maybe some like that coffee flavored beer, you know? It's
아,
perfect.
근데 그 파마첵스는 그 고객 온라인 투표에서 이겼잖아요. 파마첵스가.
Yeah, I know.
네네.
Okay, they were actually pretty good.
뭐, 네?
I ate them. I bought them. They're pretty
뭐요?
good.
파마첵스요?
Yeah, but like not as a cereal. They're good as like a oh my gosh, I can't even think of the English word. Like a chikedashi, like with beer.
아.
They're like a little snack with beer. They're perfect.
아, 오, 괜찮은데 그러면?
So when we had like house parties and stuff, we'd always put them out, and people are like, "What's that?" And they eat it with like a drink or something. Like, "Oh, that's good."
오, 대박.
And I was like, "I know." Those people who voted for those green onion, because people voted for that in that online poll, like you said, those people, those are the taste makers, okay? The trend setters. That's why Korea is an innovative first world nation, because we have green onion cereal. Back off, haters. Japan could never.
와, 오, 진짜 나왔었네?
Yeah.
대박이다. 오.
Anyway, sorry, I'm a little hungry. I think that's why I'm talking about.
네네네. 아, 죄송합니다.
No, it's all right.
그래서 야, 부산 아니 한국에 산지 10년.
That's right.
그리고 그게 다 부산이죠.
Yeah, all Busan, all Haeundae. Actually, I'm a Haeundae boy.
그렇죠.
Both of us, actually.
맞습니다.
So And I feel like because I've spent now a third of my life here, so that's a long time. I kind of feel like I did a lot of growing up here, you know? Like all of my adult life is here. I've never been an adult in my home country. So I don't know how. So I'm kind of from Haeundae too in that way. It's like my
그쵸.
hometown now.
와. 아, 그래요. 사람이 사실상 아니 뭐 사실상은 아니고 사실 성인 되고 나서가 진짜잖아요.
Yeah, I mean it's all I know. So
네.
and I love it. It's a
Wow.
good city. It's a good place to live.
아, 뭐,
Come visit.
네, 오늘은 이안의 에피소드 1이니까 네, 그 캐릭터 소개 좀 아이덴티티적인 이야기를 많이 할 건데 그럼 다음번에 다른 에피소드에서 좀 그런 거에 대한 이야기도 할 수 있어요. 그 외국에서 그 다른 나라로 와서 진짜 오래 살면서 뭐 바뀌는 것들이나 좀 약간 혼란스러운 것들.
Sure.
네네,
Yeah.
그런 것도 다음에 해보면 재밌을 것 같아요.
Yeah, that'll be great. I'd love to help people out with that kind of information too. No
네,
problem.
네, 네. 자, 그래서 10년째 부산에서 성인 이후로 계속 삶을 살고 계신 이한님이시고, 그리고 하고 계신 유튜브 설명을 잠깐 해줬는데 굉장히 인상 깊습니다. 한국어를 배우는 게 아니라 한국어를 하게 도와준다고 했나요?
Yeah, more or less. Like what I like to say to people is you shouldn't be learning how to speak Korean. You should be becoming a Korean speaker. Because there's a difference. There's an identity portion to what I tell people to do.
네.
Because learning a language, really acquiring a language, going through this process of growing your ability to express yourself is a big journey of like personal development too. It's not just like a skill you're picking up or a new solution to a problem you learned in math class. It's like changing your whole lifestyle. And it's learning a new lifestyle. So that's why I like to use that different kind of description for what I think we're doing as language learners.
지금 방금 한 그 이야기가요.
Yeah.
되게 사실 엄청 중요한 메시지라고 생각이 돼요, 저는. 그래서 막 영화로 치면 클라이맥스 부분이고 뭐 그런 느낌의 무게가 있는 메시지인데 지금 그걸 너무 담담하고 가볍게 이야기해서 지금 그 되게 엄청난 정보가 그냥 슥 지나가는 느낌이거든요.
I know I feels like that too. Like I kind of feel like a crazy person when I talk about it. But you're right. Like it's a huge deal.
네.
It's a big issue, but it's also kind of the first step at the same time, I think. Because so much of learning a language or even just being a person who uses more than one language in their life it starts with like being successful at it starts with your mindset, which sounds so like dumb. I know I sound like one of those, like weirdo scam yoga teacher kind of people. You know what I mean? Like with the crystals and like, oh yeah, just put this,
네.
crystal on your head and you'll never get 5G poisoning or something. But not that.
네.
I mean, like, it's so important. Like, what my Lord and Savior here, Professor Stephen Krashen, what he says is so fundamental it's like the first step of being good at this, but it's also the biggest idea. So I tried to make it like I tried to talk about it like a little elevator idea, you know, something I can say in the elevator is we're
네.
becoming Korean speakers. And it seems like it works a little bit, so I'm gonna keep using it for now, but
어, 아니 그 말이 무슨 말이에요? 혹시 엘리베이터 토크가 엘리베이터 피치 이런 거 말하는 거예요?
yeah. Yeah, like an elevator pitch. Like
아,
it's important to make the idea attractive enough and
네.
short enough
오,
so people will want to learn more about it because
오,
it's a big idea. It takes, you know, it takes a lot of learning to understand all of the little pieces, but
그렇죠.
we have to kind of get people interested. So yeah, I like to hit people with the
네.
you know, the big one first.
아
I don't keep it,
그러니까
I don't hide it till later.
되게 진짜 딱 시작부터 진짜 그 핵심을 확 얘기하고 들어가네요.
Everyone says they have no time too, so might as well start with the meat, you know? No appetizer.
오, 좋습니다. 그러면 이제 좀 그걸 풀어서 이야기를 해볼까요?
Sure, yeah.
네,
I'd love to.
네. 뭐 이미 외국어 학습 문화가 아주 잘 돌아가고 있었다면 지금 이한 같은 채널이 나오지도 않았겠죠. 그러니까 어떻게 보면 이한이 되게 그 지금 이 대세, 그 지금 이 학습 문화 그 거기가 잘못된 부분이 있다 이렇게 얘기를 많이 하는 편이잖아요.
Yeah, that's kind of like my mission, I guess.
네.
My motivation.
네, 네. 그러면 이 자리에서 그것들을 좀 몇 가지 얘기를 해볼까 싶은데 일단 그러면 지금 뭐 이하는 물론 그 한국어 학습 딱 전문이니까 좀 어떤 트렌드랄까요? 어떤 분위기인 것 같아요?
Well, I mean, the way I look at it is I'm disappointed. You know, like this is, yeah, it's a lifestyle for me and it's like something that's become really, it's kind of central in my life and my identity, like who I am and what I do, what I've done. Like this is kind of one of the bigger things I've done in life, but at least things that I remember. But I think that I'm disappointed with the community primarily because there is no community. When I look at like other languages that have a large community, at least of English speakers studying them, there's kind of a culture to that whole process. Like there is a culture of people who are learning Japanese, you know, or Chinese. I don't know as much about Chinese, but yeah, a couple other languages too. And they share like a community. They have jokes and companies and entertainment YouTube channels and brands and all kinds of stuff that they share, and they participate for life in this community even after they've kind of become advanced learners or they've moved on to other hobbies or whatever. It stays part of like their life. But with Korean, like there's nothing. There's like a few like companies that have made books and podcasts and stuff like that, but I think of it like there's just some islands here and there.
오, 네.
There's not like a community. And so like recently I kind of got inspired to change my path in life, and because I've realized like this is the thing I think I care about the most is getting people to learn more languages. Korean is the language I'm interested in, but any language is good for people, you know. But like that's kind of what got me to come back to making content too, is like I'm disappointed that this hobby that I have, learning Korean, has no like big community. No shared culture. Like we're just kind of spread out everywhere and we have very little in common. So and on top of that, learning Korean is kind of new, I think. Like it doesn't
네.
there's not like hundreds of years of experience with people
네네.
learning, you know?
맞아요.
Like with a lot of European languages and stuff, and Chinese too, but specifically European languages, there's hundreds of years of like exchange. So we know like the accent and how people say stuff and the whatever. But Korean doesn't have any of that infrastructure, any of that history. And so like I don't know, it's just I think that's another reason the community doesn't exist is because so many people quit so early. Like they have their own personal unique experience,
네.
or at least what feels like a unique experience. No one to talk about that idea. And then they kind of just melt away and disappear. They fizzle out. So I'm just frustrated with like how those things don't exist, and so I wanted to get into doing this again because I want to make that culture and community around like focus it around like ideas that will make us more successful as learners too, like comprehensible input based learning, building an identity in Korean, stuff that will make you successful. So when we all get connected, we can also like succeed at learning Korean, not just not learning Korean, becoming Korean speakers. Excuse me.
네.
So
네.
does that make sense?
네.
I feel like a crazy person when I talk about this sometimes, but I think it makes sense. So
맞아요.
that's why.
맞아요. 근데 중국어는 잘 모르겠는데 일본어는 그냥 그 서구권 뭐 유럽이나 미국 이쪽을 봤을 때 되게 옛날부터 인기가 있지 않았어요?
Yeah.
그리고 왜 그런 단어도 있잖아요. 와페니즈?
Well, that one's kind of out now. It's changed to a new word.
그래요? 근데 그 와페니즈가 되게 옛날부터 있었잖아요.
True. Yeah, that like
그쵸?
maybe the 80s or something like that. Yeah.
그러니까
Pretty long.
진짜 오래됐잖아요.
Yeah.
그래서 커뮤니티가 어쩌면 그냥 그 일본어가 옛날부터 인기가 많아서 그 좀 시간이 좀 지나서 커뮤니티가 좀 생긴 그런 영향도 있지 않을까요? 제 생각엔 한국어는 이렇게 진짜 세계적으로 주목을 받고 그 팬들이 생긴 지가 막 그렇게 오래되지 않은 느낌이거든요.
That's true. I mean, so I agree, but I think the difference too is, well, there's a lot of differences, but one difference is especially in the English, like the Anglosphere, so countries that speak English, and then also you could include like the EU, I think. The majority of our cultural exchange with Asia was, at least recently, was through Japan. I mean, if you look at like even the words we use in English for foods that are and things that are common in all of East Asia, we use the Japanese word in English, right? Like that's like we use ramen instead of ramyeon or ramyen, right? We don't use those words from China or Japan. We very often use the Japanese word, you know? I mean, obviously we have a long history of exchange with China too, but China's different. It's a different thing. I think part of the problem too is also that Japan, the media that people are interested in from Japan
네.
is made for Japanese people and popular in other countries.
네.
But in Korea, the things that are popular in other countries, they're not really made for Korean people,
오.
right? Like K-pop is not, it's kind of an export product, a lot of it, right? It's not for Korea.
오.
Like Korean K-pop that was popular like when we were young,
네.
those groups never were popular in other countries,
그렇죠. 그렇죠.
right?
네.
It's like they changed to singing all in English and changing it to this American style pop music, hip hop, and exporting it.
오,
So-
맞아요. 네.
Yeah. So, I mean, the stuff that people think is Japanese is really Japanese. And they like that. It's really exotic, you know? But the Korean stuff they like just feels like it's kind of things they like, but with some Korean seasoning on top, you know? So I think that's another part of the problem is like they don't know, they may not even know some things are Korean that are.
네. 네.
So I don't know. I think that's a big part of it. Like Korea doesn't promote Korean stuff. And so people they don't know that they have this history of, you know, like we had you were talking about like in the English world, there's a history back to the 1980s of people like interested in Japanese culture.
네.
But in Korea, the people interested in Korean culture never have to learn anything about Korea to
Wow.
enjoy that.
와.
Right?
오.
That's what I think.
와.
So we use Japanese words, we use Japanese ideas and their fashion and their posters because we like the hanja and whatever on the wall, the anime. But in Korea, they make it new package for English speakers. So it's easy. We don't use any Korean words because they translate it. That's what I think.
충격적인데?
So, and it's interesting because when foreigners come to Korea, a lot of the tourist infrastructure, the stuff made for tourists, they make it wrong because they make it feel like a Western country. But when the tourists come here, when people visit Korea, people's favorite thing is really Korean stuff.
그렇죠.
They love the temples and the little restaurants in the alley and the,
네.
you know, the, what's it called in English? The barbecue restaurants where everyone's sitting all around. You have to turn sideways to get to your seat. That's really unique Korea. Not this like, not just America with hunger, you know? So, I think people don't know what Korean culture is until they come here, and then they love it.
네.
So I think that hurts the language learning community too, because we don't get to learn about Korea very well in our own country.
와, 엄청난 인사이트다. 오, 진짜 대박이다. 와, 씨. 딥한데요? 오,
But frustrating.
와, 아니 그런 생각이 그냥 막 띵 떠오른 거예요? 아니면 막 이게 뭐지 이렇게 생각을 해서 생각해낸 거예요?
Well, the media thing, yeah, I mean, we're talking about it, so I think I realized that right now. But the stuff that foreigners love Korean aesthetics. I mean, I've been thinking about that for a long time. I realized that because I like it too. Like behind you there, you have that 단청
아,
문양,
네네.
right?
네네.
People love that. People get tattoos of that when they visit Korea. They love that stuff. Korea should put that everywhere.
아, 그쵸. 아이, 얼마나 매력적이에요.
All of that stuff. Yeah, it's super Korean.
네, 네, 맞아요.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if we build this learner culture, I think we need to like promote that stuff. Show people that stuff. Show them real Korean stuff and make them as interested in Korea as those, you know, like weeaboos are. That's the new word they use for the
아, 네.
as they are or weeb as they are in Japanese culture. But make it about real stuff. That's really Korean, not just, you know, cartoon characters. No offense to Japanese learners. Sumimasen. Itadakimasu or whatever you, I don't know what you say. I don't speak Japanese.
아, 그러면 언어 학습의 메타, 뭐 문화 이런 거에 있어서 언어 학습법 뭐 이런 거는 되게 작은 부분일 수도 있겠네요.
Maybe like the like practical stuff, like you should do, you know, these flashcards at this time. Yeah, I think I don't do that. But like and on my channel and in the stuff I'm talking about and in this community, the method here and the stuff that we're talking about, language acquisition, comprehensible input, all this stuff is a little part of all of these things we're talking about. Like being a Korean speaker means you know what that is. You know what that's called. You know where that's from. You know that 단청, right? Or if you see like the 청자, those ancient I think it's called celadon, but it's like the mint colored actually. From 고려.
고려 청자.
Yes.
네.
All these sorts of things. You know what they are. You know where they're from. You know that's Korean. You know when it happened. You know when we use it today. You know now they use them to like put plants in, right? These sorts of things are all the little parts of being a Korean speaker. And it's important to like put little stuff like this, you know, dorarabang, have these little things, these little Korean things. It's important to like, these are part of comprehensible input. These are comprehensible input. This is context, you know? All of this is Korean. The food, the people, the clothes, the body language, the stuff you see, the patterns on the wall. All of that stuff is part of learning the language. I think it makes it so much easier if you're able to surround yourself with stuff that's Korean and just be in Korean.
이안이 직접 말하지는 않은 단어인데 그 문화네요, 문화. 근데
I mean, yeah.
그렇죠. 근데 원래 언어는 문화랑 뗄래야 뗄 수 없는 관계잖아요. 네,
For sure.
네. 그러니까 어떤 외국인이 자기 나라 말에 대응되는 한국어 단어를 다 안다고 해도 그 한국 문화와 한국인들이 대화하는 스타일 그리고 그 배경 지식 스키마라고 하는 그런 게 없으면 대화가 힘들 거라고 생각하거든요.
Yeah,
그렇죠.
100%.
네, 네. 근데 이안이 되게 그걸 잘 정리해서 얘기해 준 것 같아요.
I mean, I hope so. Yeah, because these are hard. It's so many little things that have to all come together
맞아요.
to share the ideas we're talking about. Like I said at the beginning, that one sentence,
네.
you said, "Oh, it's the big one," but we need all of this, we need that, we need all these pieces, you know, just like you said, and like you said with the culture, right? Being part of the culture is important for using the language, but it's also easier to learn the language if you are part of the culture.
그렇죠.
It's holistic, you know.
네.
If you do all of it, it sounds like, oh, it's so many things, but if you do it all, it's so much easier because you're doing it all. They all help each other, you know. Immersion is easier when you're actually immersed. You know, you're looking at you're around, you're learning what Korean things are while you're learning what they're called. You know, you're talking about things that Korean speakers talk about, which maybe are not the things you say, like you said. They're not the things you say in your language. You can't just translate the words and say them in Korean. Like Korean people talk about different stuff,
네.
you know? Korean people talk to themselves
네.
in public. If I did that in Chicago, someone would call the police.
네.
Check, is he okay? Does he need help? If I'm walking around going, oh, I'm cold, I'm hungry. Oh, that looks good. You know, 춥다, 춥다,
네.
배고파.
네.
If I do that in English, people would,
오.
is he okay? You know? But if you don't do that in Korean,
네.
it's weird. So you can't just translate, you know? You have to like take in the full persona. And it's good. It's good for you. It's fun. You know?
맞아요.
You get so much out of it. You get so
네.
many new people and new experiences.
좋아요. 그 building an identity 이 얘기로 넘어가면 좋을 것 같은데.
Sure, yeah.
네. 그 building on identity. 저도 이거에 대해서 똑같이 생각한 적이 있는데, 저랑 한국어 프리토킹 그 수업하던 학생이 한 명 있었는데요. 그 학생이 영어, 뭐 당연히 미국인이라서 영어도 엄청 잘하고, 그리고 책을 되게 많이 읽는 친구였어요. 그래서 영어로 얘기하면 진짜 어려운 단어도 잘 사용하고, 그리고 되게 아름다운 표현, 시적인 표현, 그리고 막 철학적인 표현, 그런 거를 되게 잘하는 사람인 거예요. 근데 저랑 한국어로 이야기하면서 막 저도 얘기하는 게 재밌으니까 점점 대화의 수준이 높아지잖아요.
Right, yeah.
좀 더 어려운 주제에 대해 이야기하고 좀 더 깊은 생각을 얘기하려고 하는데, 그 친구가 영어로 하려면 그 진짜 그 유려하게 표현할 수 있는 자기 깊은 생각이 있는데,
Right,
한국어는 아직 그 정도가 안 되는 거예요.
right.
그래서 진짜 답답해했거든요.
Mm-hmm.
근데 그래서 그 순간 저는 뭐를 느꼈냐면, 오히려 자기 영어 실력이 100%면 이걸 그대로 한국어로 100% 그대로 딱 그대로 옮겨서 이야기하려면 오히려 안 된다. 예, 그게 안 되고, 그러니까 비유를 하자면
Yeah.
영어로 된, 그러니까 그냥 비유를 드는 거예요.
Right.
영어로 된 멋진 나무가 있는 거예요. 근데 그 멋진 나무를 그대로 한국어로 똑같이 만들 순 없잖아요.
Right. Yeah.
그냥 한국어 나무를 새로 키워야 되잖아요. 근데 그 친구는 이미 영어로 된 너무 멋진 나무가 있어서 그걸 그대로 똑같이 만들고 싶은데 너무 그게 괴로운 거예요.
Sure. But, you know, also that friend, that's a great metaphor that you use because that friend, in order to become that beautiful tree in English, it took a long time.
그렇죠.
And you can't just make a tree grow faster.
네.
You have to, even with all of our science and everything, we can't make trees grow faster. All we can do is encourage them, help them. You know, even here in the streets in Korea, right? We put the sticks on the tree to hold them up so they grow, right?
그렇죠.
We don't pull them up, we just hold them.
네.
And so your friend would need to learn how Korean speakers talk about those ideas. Because even me, right? I love talking about culture and politics and history, but like we can't talk in Korean the same way that we talk about these things in English.
그렇죠.
Because Korean speakers don't share ideas in the same way. So even for me, I know lots of words and ideas and history and stories, but when I talk about it in Korean, it's not the same. It's not the same order. It's not the same words. But it shouldn't be because the only way we learn it in English too is from hearing it. Someone else said those beautiful expressions, those big words. They said them to your friend, and that's how that friend learned the words, right? They're not making new sentences. There's no new sentences, right? So in Korean, the friend needs to hear them. And Korean people have different ideas, beautiful ideas, poetic ideas. And think about how much smarter that makes you in your first language. I understand so much more about English too after learning other languages. What I like about English, things I like to talk about in English better than before. And in Korean too. And it's not always perfect. I make lots of mistakes, but I make mistakes in English too, so it's fine, But
그렇죠.
when you grow the second tree, now you have a forest.
오,
So it's good. Not a
멋지다.
forest, a garden,
가든,
something.
가든.
a line. Anyway,
네. 뭐,
if I think you if you're watching this and you have that experience or you feel it, I think instead of being frustrated, I think you should kind of, I don't know, this sounds weird, but I think you should be kind of grateful and excited for that because it's like, wow, I have a totally new opportunity to like completely learn a bunch of new ideas. And I already know stuff. So it's like, I'm just going to get so much, I don't know. I'm always excited when I can't express myself the way I want to. Because now I'm going to learn something new. Why be negative,
와우. 근데 뭐 참고로 얘기하자면 그 친구도 그냥 그 얘기할 때 답답해 했던 건데 한국어로도 책을 많이 읽고 아주 무섭게 성장하는 그런 친구입니다.
Like 지대 넓ят, those kind of
뭐 그런
kind of
느낌?
books. That's good stuff.
아,
Can learn all those big words.
그렇죠. 그 제 유튜브도 아주 좋아해주는 아주 고마운 친구죠.
Subscribe, like, leave a comment. Share your favorite big word. Effervescent. That's a good one.
그게 뭐예요?
I don't know. I know how to spell it. I don't know what it means.
아, 그래요?
Anti-disestablishmentarianism. That's the longest word in English.
그래서 저는 새로운 아이덴티티를 키우는 것 그거를 되게 이게 뭐가 문제일까? 외국어 배우는 거에 이렇게 어렵고 막 까다로운 이유가 뭘까? 계속 한참을 고민하다가 아까 얘기했던 그 기회로 어떻게 보면 우연히 깨달았거든요. 근데 이현은 그걸 너무 당연하게 얘기를 해서
But I mean,
신기해요.
I had the same experience though. Like, I realized this stuff at some point, and now I keep talking about it, so other people can realize it too. I didn't know this, you know. It just like when we learn about comprehensible input, I think most people who speak another language and then learn about comprehensible input, they'll all say, "Oh my God, that's what I did. That is what happened," and they get so excited about it because they finally realize how they were successful. And yeah, so like I think we have to just catch those moments of realizing stuff. And since we have these channels, we should share them, you know, and get all of you watching, you know, when you have these moments, say something, talk to people about it. It's good. It's good for us. It helps build your new identity, you know.
그렇죠. 이안도 한국에 와서 사는 10년 동안
Right.
뉴 아이덴티티를 만든 거네요.
I think so.
어떤 것 같아요? 좀 차이가 나는 것 같아요?
Well, yeah. I mean, because when I speak Korean, right, my behavior is really different than when I speak English. At least not with friends, right? Like I think I've found a good way to kind of put my original personality into Korean as best as I can, but I make different choices when I'm speaking Korean. You know, we have rules in Korean speaking culture. We have rules about when you can argue with someone or when you can make a conflict or something like that, right? If someone's older than you or higher than you in social hierarchy or social status, I think I would choose to apologize if I'm speaking Korean instead of fighting with that person or you know, saying like, no, you need to, you know, blah, 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 blah.
네.
So when it comes to like speaking Korean, I think it's changed the way that I behave when I'm talking to people, but then that also changes the way I think, you know? And when I think it made me more patient when I'm speaking, like in my English speaking life too,
네.
because it kind of took me out of my culture, my English speaking culture.
네.
So I kind of feel like an alien now. Like, you know what I mean? I'm looking at, I can choose which culture I want to be in.
네.
I'm not a fish in the water anymore. I'm like,
오.
I'm not saying it's like magic or anything, but
네.
I understand English speakers a lot better now. Our behavior and things we do and things we care about or the way we behave. I understand it more like they're foreigners to me too. Same as Korean people are.
네.
So I think it just made me understand people better, and I like myself a lot better now than I did before.
오, 원래 하나의 언어에만 딱 있었는데 다른
Right.
언어에도 있어 보면서 이 모든 것에서 한 걸음 떨어져서 좀 더 거리를 두고 볼 수 있게 된 거네요.
Do you feel that way too?
저,
Because I'll help you a little bit. Maybe no one's asked you this before, but I notice this with Korean speakers a lot. Like, I find a lot of Korean speakers who are more relaxed or maybe happier with their lives. They also speak English or a foreign language. Like they're able to step out of Korean culture when they need to and say, that's just how my parents are sometimes. That's just how grandma is. It's not, I'm not stuck. I can step back. Do you feel that as an English speaker?
전 그래요. 근데 생각해 보니까 그게 제가 20대 초반부터 영어로 원활하게 의사소통이 가능했거든요.
hmm
근데 그때쯤부터 그랬던 것 같아요. 제 그 정신 상태가
Yeah,
바뀐
yeah.
게 근데 근데 이한이 경험하기로 많은 사람들이 그래요?
I mean, I don't think so. Yes, my answer is yes, but I don't think they know,
오,
right? I just
진,
noticed that.
진짜 신기하다.
It seems to me like all the happiest Korean speakers I know, they also
네.
speak another language. They can step
우와.
out of the pressure of Korean culture, or they can step out of their identity as a Korean person and they can just be themselves.
음.
They can be Korean sometimes or something else sometimes, but
근데 그 얘기를 제 주변 친구들이나 그 새로 만나는 친구들이 다 그 얘기를 저한테 해요.
mm,
되게 마음이 편해 보인다. 되게 여유로워 보인다. 막 뭔가 마음이 급하지 않다. 특이하다는 그렇게 얘기를 해요. 근데 그게 영향이 있구나.
I mean, I think I think this is just guessing here, but I think there's some crossover with things like I don't know. Have you heard of cognitive behavioral therapy before?
인지, 행동, 뭐 어쩌고 저쩌고.
Yeah,
네.
it's like a type of therapy that they do, and like a psychiatrist will do. It's a talk therapy where people like learn how to manage their emotions and anxiety. But what I've learned about that, and I think a lot of the techniques that they teach you there is really similar to the experience of like learning another language. It's like success if you're successful, right? If you're trying to do it this way,
네.
like him. The affective filter can be you can control these things when you feel like a foreigner, you feel stressed, you feel I can't do this, blah 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 blah. If you learn how to separate and say, okay, I feel this way, but let's look at the evidence, right? Am I really bad at Korean, or am I just having a bad day? Okay, I'm just having a bad day. So I'm not really bad at Korean, so that's not true, right? Like learning, that's a really simple way. It's more complicated, but
네,
I think
그렇죠, 그렇죠.
I think the effects of that therapy is really similar to the ability to like step back from your culture and your identity as a son, as a Korean, as a man, as whatever, and just be 태웅, not not 한국인 태웅,
네.
just you, no hashtag,
네, 네.
And I think that's what you get when you like learn more languages is you can kind of step out of that and you can join all of them when you need to and learn more about like I don't know, just how to be less it doesn't feel so serious all the time. Like you said, 마음이 급하지 않다, right?
네,
Because
네.
what's so serious?
그렇죠.
Chill. Like, come on. It's I don't know. I think all of these ideas are connected, and I really want to figure out how to explain this to people the right way. Because, like, I think we've talked about this before when we get food or something, but I think not only are we acquiring a language,
네.
but I think this whole understanding language acquisition, we also acquire.
맞습니다.
So we can't explain it well because I don't know. You just know. You just know how to.
그러니까 맞아요. 이거 진짜 몸으로 터득하는 거예요.
All these, yeah, right? Like all these little things. When you talk about it with someone else,
네.
we can always say, yeah, and when we talk about this. Because we know what it is, but it's so hard to condense it.
아, 맞아요.
But it's okay. I don't care if it's hard. Because it's worth doing, right?
그렇습니다.
Who cares? Someone's got to do it.
와, 아니 근데 진짜 그걸 계속 해온 사람은 확실히 좀 짬이 티가 나네.
And I mean, it's not like I'm going to do it, but we need everybody to do it together.
그렇죠,
you know?
그렇죠. 예, 맞아요, 맞아요.
So-
이건 절대 혼자 할 수 없는 거예요.
So that's why I'm so glad that we have been able to get connected. I mean, I've always wanted to do content together, but like I'm glad it just feels right, you know, to like it's time. It's time. I want to like grab the microphone from everyone else and say, okay, now it's our turn. We're gonna talk now. You know, we're gonna talk about these ideas. We're gonna collect everyone, get them all to come together, and see if we can build something that helps us all out. You know, because you know what, so many Korean people need to learn more English, right?
네.
For their careers or for their happiness, I think. But if we want to get more Korean speakers to learn English, I think we need a lot of English speakers to learn Korean. Like, how are we gonna meet in the middle
네.
if we don't also come to the middle?
네.
Where's the exchange? There's
그렇죠.
no exchange. It's just one direction.
네.
Everyone will learn languages better if there's a whole bunch of us that speak both languages.
사실 제가 원하는 이상향이에요, 그게.
Well, then we have to do it.
네, 그렇죠.
We have no choice. So I'm glad you guys are here, viewers.
네.
You're in the right spot.
참 아직 지금 영상을 찍고 있는 지금은 이 영상을 언제 올릴지도 모르는 상태라 사실 뭐 누가 얼마나 볼지도 모르겠지만 사실 제가 외국인들을 위한 한국어 듣기 연습 채널을 몇 년 전부터 하면서 제가 정말 원했던 환경이 뭐였냐면 한국어를 공부하고자 하는 여러 외국인들이랑 그리고 그 여러 외국인들의 언어를 배우고자 하는 한국인들 그 두 그룹을 만나게 할 수 있는 환경 그게 있으면 되게 좋겠다는 생각을 했거든요. 근데 뭐 몇 년이 지나서 지금 생각해 보면 이제 제가 약간은 한국어를 배우고자 하는 여러 외국인들에게 말할 수 있는 스피커는 좀 가진 것 같아요. 진짜 약간이지만, 진짜 조금이지만. 근데 그러면 여기서 한국인들한테도 내가 좀 말을 할 수 있으면 좀 더 그 사이를 연결시키기 쉬워질 수도 있잖아요. 사실 그래서 이 팟캐스트를 만든 이유가 큽니다.
I'm glad I'm here.
네, 참
I want to be part of that. That's the way to go.
고맙습니다. 그래서 뭐 제 다른 유튜브 채널들처럼 이 채널도 한국어 공부하는 외국인들만 보게 될지 아니면 정말 감사하게 한국인들도 볼지 모르겠지만 네, 꼭 재밌게 봐주셨으면 좋겠네요.
Yeah, I mean, I hope for the same thing. I mean, you're making you are making some of the best content for language learners on the entire platform, and I'm serious. And I think YouTube is probably the most powerful language learning tool ever. So I know it feels weird for us sometimes when we make this content and we get a few thousand people watch or whatever, and there's other YouTubers that get millions of views. But think about like how many people is like 2,000 people. That's a lot of people. You
그렇죠.
know? Like if they were all in one place, right? So like all of you guys that are here that are interested in this and are watching what he's doing, like you're helping to build this community that we're talking about. And it's a privilege for me to be invited to come, be part of, to be on this podcast with you or, do whatever content together to help with what you've already started. Because, I didn't start any of this. You started this all by yourself. So it's huge, man. It's really good stuff. And there's not a lot of people doing this in any language.
그래요?
I mean, there's like, not for learners. Like people like get popular because people want to learn, or people are enjoying the content, and so they learn English by accident or whatever. But like you're combining both of those things. You're like you're actually saying, hey, let's study. You're not just making funny stuff in Korean and they're just, 우연히, like
네.
just it's not a coincidence or anything. So you're actively making change, which is great.
감사합니다.
It's good stuff.
감사합니다.
And it's really good that you're also trying to build a network, because that's what I wanted to do too.
네.
And all of us that are interested in this idea, the more we build a network, the more we invite, anybody watching this who's also able to do this stuff, wants to
네.
contribute. There's lots of seats at the table, unlimited
그렇죠.
seats. The more people participate, the better the community gets.
네. 네.
So we just have to keep making stuff.
맞아요.
And there's lots of games I want to see you play too. I like when you get scared. It's fun.
네. 참고로 저는 그 게임들을 자주 사용합니다. 한국어 듣기 연습 자료를 만들기 위해서. 네. 그리고 공포 게임 같은 것도 많이 했고요. 네.
It's my favorite.
그렇구나. 같이 한번 해요.
Oh, I'm scared though. I'll cry. Actually, no, they might like that. That'll be fun. You can do it all in
네.
do it all in Korean, and that'd be great.
그래요. 그러면 이 팟캐스트도 이제 1시간이 돼서 네. 이쯤에 근데 오늘 얘기 정말 고급진 대화였습니다. 고급진 대화.
I'm glad.
네.
And it's free. They get to see this for free. You guys get this content for free.
그러니까요.
Amazing.
오늘 진짜 오늘 한 이야기들을 떠올리기 위해서 되게 많은 고민과 되게 많은 생각을 했을 텐데 아주 시원하고 깔끔하게 재미있게 얘기해줘서 너무 고맙습니다, 이안.
Thanks for inviting me. I'm happy to be here. Anytime.
네.
Yeah, because you can just like knock on the window. I'm right here.
그렇죠.
So it's pretty good.
그리고 제가 이 얘기를 안 했어요. 지금은 이 영상에서는 이안이 영어로만 얘기를 했지만 이안이 사실 굉장히 유창한 한국어를 합니다. 그래서 지금 이렇게 딱 이야기를 하는데 이안이 한국어만 하는 영상이 있습니다. 다른 채널에. 그 채널은 주로 한국어를 공부하는 외국인들을 위한 팟캐스트 채널인데 그 채널에 이안이 이렇게 얘기하는데 한국어만 하는 아주 진귀한 영상을 볼 수 있으니까 한번 보세요. 그걸 보면 아무래도 한국어 진짜 잘하는 사람이, 외국어 진짜 잘하는 사람이 외국어 배우는 거에 대해 이렇게 해야 된다, 저렇게 얘기해야 된다 라고 그렇게 해야 설득력이 있잖아요.
I mean, I hope it can help some people, but
네.
what do I know? I'm just some
네네.
guy.
네, 겸손합니다, 아주. 네, 그래서 오늘은 아쉬울 때 마치겠습니다. 여기까지 하겠고요. Half and Half 한국어 잉글리시 팟캐스트 두 번째 고정 게스트 이안의 첫 번째 에피소드였습니다. 그러면 저는 다음 주에 또 다른 게스트와 함께 돌아오겠습니다. 이상 정태용이었습니다.
And I've been Ian Hoffman.